Hey guys, today I'm doing a things I can't lie about video. So this video is kind of based off of something that Jenna Marbles did a while ago, but she did it like things I wish I could lie about, and I'm doing like things I can't lie about. So she kind of wishes she could lie about certain things, but these are things that like I see in life. Like I'm a pretty honest person in general, like I'm very like straightforward about a lot of things. I don't like lie a lot, you know, like obviously there's like the polite lie and little things like that. These are things that like I can't just not say, and like I can't like not tell the truth about. Like I'm just like, I always just have to tell the truth about these things, and I don't know, I just thought I would share them. I'm not like really sure, this is kind of confusing, but maybe you'll just like enjoy this video hopefully. So let's get started. When someone has like lipstick on their teeth or food in their teeth or like something on their face or something like that, like I get that. I mean, it could be kind of conceived as rude, but like there was a tag going around a while back on YouTube, a couple of years ago. It was like beauty scenario tag, and one of the questions like if your boss or you were going for an interview and the woman you were interviewing with had lipstick on her teeth, would you tell her? And so many videos I watched, people said no, and I was just like, what on like why would you say no? Like I get that some people would be like nervous or it'd be kind of awkward, and it's always awkward to tell someone that, but like even people I don't know in public, like I'll say that too. I feel like that's important, like especially in an interview situation, even if it made it uncomfortable for me. Don't know obviously how people you don't know are gonna take it. Like obviously you tell your best friend or something, but you don't know how this woman's gonna take it, if she's gonna be like offended or something, which wouldn't really make sense. Like obviously she didn't put the lipstick there on purpose. You're not saying like, oh, your outfit sucks, or like, you know, something like that. I think that if you didn't tell her and she looked in the mirror after your interview and saw lipstick on her teeth, she'd be like, what the hell, why didn't that person tell me? Like usually people you're interviewing with want to know that you're gonna be looking out for their best interest, so why wouldn't you say anything? If that was me, I would definitely want someone to tell me. Wouldn't you want someone to tell you every time, so why wouldn't you do other people that same courtesy? Like if you've ever had a conversation with someone who had broccoli in their teeth, you know that whole time they were talking, that's what you were looking at, like you weren't paying attention. And like maybe that's just me, but I don't think it is. Like it's not being even like superficial, but like if someone has something on their teeth, like you notice and it's distracting, and I think it's polite and like the good thing to do to tell people. So that's something I'm always honest about, and I just can't lie about it, because it's not like someone put broccoli in their teeth on purpose, you know? The next one is a bit more like deep. But this is when you like someone. Like this is something that I think is very different for a lot of people obviously, but specifically for me, like if I like someone, if I'm talking to them enough where I know that I like them, like not where it's like a little crush or like I could potentially like them, but if you actually know that you like them and you could see yourself like dating them, I don't get why you wouldn't tell someone. So many people like someone for so long and just never say anything. I don't know this for real life, maybe it's just all the TV shows I watch where people like know each other for like 8 years and never say anything that they like each other. Like so ridiculous. I just don't get why you would waste that time, potentially wonder your whole life, what if I said something maybe that makes me come off too forward. But I just don't really see why you'd like, it's kind of like a lot of people say play hard to get, like don't tell someone you like them because then they'll chase after you. But I'm like, I wouldn't want to play those games, and if someone wants me to play that game and like only is interested in me because I'm playing hard to get, I'd rather have the person who likes me like me because I like them too, and like we're happy that we like each other. So I think that if you like someone, if you're interested in someone, like you should just tell them. I get that there's the nerves behind it, I 100% get that, and that there's like this risk of rejection obviously, but in the future I guess it's way better to tell someone you like them, risk that rejection, and even if they don't like you back, like now you know you don't have to pine over them for a year wasting that time when you could be moving on to someone else or moving on with yourself or whatever. That's something I don't get. Like when you like someone, just tell them. Guys, girls, whoever, like just do it. It's the same goes vice versa, like as you could hear in my ghosting rant, which I'll link below. If you don't like someone, why not tell them? It can create, you know, feedback that's negative. It can make someone upset. If I'm talking to someone and I think that they like me, or they make it clear that they want to go on a date, or that they like would like to date me in any sort of like romantic way, and I don't have those feelings back, and I know for sure I don't, and I'm not still like trying to see, then I tell them as soon as I know. Like if you've gone on a date with someone and like you continue to like talk to them, like maybe you want to stay friends but you're just not interested like dating, like tell them. Like I don't get why you wouldn't. Like yeah, it might hurt someone's feelings, they might feel a little bit hurt, but I think they're, in the long run, they'll be more appreciative that you told them and that they're not just like sitting there waiting to hear back from you. Like especially for ghosting, like just take a lot less effort just to send one text saying I'm sorry but I'm not interested. Way more easy to just say that one thing than like keep on ignoring them and like trying to be polite. And a lot of guys I know in some cases have like ghosted or not told someone that they're not interested in order to keep them around for later. Like they're like, oh, I'm hoping I'll meet someone better, but I want to keep you hanging on just in case I want to come back to you. And I think that's so messed up. Like I think that's just so disrespectful, and like you can't just hold on to people for later. You can't just say, oh, in case like my current situation doesn't work out, I'm gonna like keep this person on like the edge just in case I want to go back to them. So they're just sitting around there waiting for you, not dating anyone while you're dating people, and it's just like not fair. And I think that in any case, if you're not interested in someone, or even if that is the case, like even if I was talking to a guy and he didn't like me that much, but he was like, oh, like I could definitely see something here, but like I'm not really sure, and I still would like to like pursue that maybe in the future, then tell me that. Tell me I'm not really ready for a relationship right now, but like I'd like to remain friends, and like we'll see, maybe sometime. Like I'd rather have someone actually say that to me than like just act like, oh yeah, I'm gonna date you any day now, and except I'm just gonna keep like dragging it out until I know for sure. Like just tell someone that. But okay, so next is like, since I have anxiety, and I know every YouTuber says they have anxiety, but like don't judge someone unless you've suffered with anxiety, because then you know it's not something to be joking about. But yeah, so I have anxiety, and I wouldn't consider myself definitely an introvert. I'm more of like an intro extrovert, because like I can go and hang out with people and be very vocal and, you know, really get involved in conversations and like hang out with people and stuff, but I'm exhausted by the end of it. Like if I spend a whole day out with like a group of people, by the time I come home I'm ready to sleep for a month. Like I am exhausted, like physically, emotionally. So I definitely enjoy staying in my room watching TV and like hanging out with one or two people. Like I don't like crowds and like all that fun stuff, all that stuff. I'm not big with crowds and like parties and loud, and pretty much I'm 65 years old. When some people ask me to hang out and do things, like I'll just say no. Like if someone wants me to go to a concert and like, or anything that's kind of not my thing, I'm not gonna lie about that. Like I get a lot of people do, like a lot of people, like it's one thing like if you're doing something for your parents, or if someone like asks you to come with them somewhere that you don't really want to go but you're doing it for them, like okay. But if a friend invites me to a concert, like I'm not letting them down if I say no, or like a party and stuff like that. Like those are things that aren't really my scene. I know I'm not gonna have a good time. If I was there and I went, I would make people have a worse time because I wouldn't be having a good time. I'd just rather have them have a good time, and I'll have a good time by myself at home with Netflix. I think a lot of people do. Like they say, oh yeah, like that sounds great, when they really don't mean it, and then they cancel last minute. And it's one thing if you cancel last minute because you're actually like sick or something, but usually I feel like people don't. And that's why I'd rather just not make the plans in the first place, because then you get like anxious building up to the event, and like you get anxious and anxious and anxious and anxious, and then like 2 minutes before you're like, okay, I'm just gonna cancel because I feel so anxious, and then you just wasted those like weeks or days or whatever being anxious. Like why wouldn't you just say no from the beginning and not have anything to be anxious about? Maybe that's just me, apparently. I mean, I'm sure you could ask my friends about this, but like another thing I can't lie about is like pure, honest advice. Like if someone asked my advice about a situation, whether it's dating, school, work, life, whatever, makeup, I don't know, I always just give my honest advice. And I know, like sometimes obviously people are venting and they just need you to listen to them and just nod your head and just like tell them how bad their situation sucks, and I don't need advice. But like there's not advice for certain situations, so I get that. But like when people do ask my advice and they're going through a hard time, I'm gonna give them my honest advice, and it might be harsh and it might be a little shocking and maybe not what the person wants to hear in the moment, but I think in the long run it really does help, like to give someone the advice that they need to hear. Maybe it's because I'm a Libra. I don't know how much I really agree with like astrology or whatever. Libras are very balancing, and so I'm always looking at both sides of a situation and seeing it from both people's perspective. I would make a really good mediator, actually. When it comes to advice, I always want to tell people, even if this isn't what you want to hear, I always have to kind of be a bit more harsh and like brutally honest about it. But I think that in the long run, like people appreciate that, because it might not be happy and you might not be glad to hear that, but it's what you end up needing to hear, if that makes sense. What I'll say is, you know, that's not what I would do. This is what I would do in that situation, but I'll support you, like whatever you decide. I don't even know if any of that just made sense. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment letting me know what you can't lie about, like what's something that you're always honest about. Let me know if you thought this was like a decent video, or if you just thought it was me talking about things that didn't make any sense like most of my videos are. If you did like it, like I said, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to see more videos from me, and oh, don't forget to follow me on all social media, which I feel like I don't say in videos all the time. Maybe I do, I don't know. My Snapchat, my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything is all linked below. Follow me, subscribe, comment, like, share, whatever. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!